Hey guys, welcome as you're joining. I'm sure everyone is joining. How's it going? How's it going? As we're joining. Amazing. Hey guys, hope you're all doing great. Hope you're all doing great. So guys, welcome along. Hope you're all doing amazing. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're doing great. Okay, so guys, I'm really excited to be here doing this Ask Me Anything today. We're going live on quite a few different places. Going live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram. Just going live on Instagram now as well. So we're going live in multiple places at the same time to thousands of people. We're going to have a good time. If we've just met, my name's Howard Kingston. I'm co-founder of Growth Velocity Academy, and we help people grow world-changing businesses, whether it's your own business or you're a marketer and you want to help somebody grow theirs and get hired by an incredible business. Hey Aya, how's it going? So guys, I'm here for a few reasons. We threw this Ask Me Anything today for a few reasons. One, because just love serving you guys. If you guys have questions, had a lot of people kind of over the last few weeks asking questions, sending messages to me on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, email, stuff like that. So just want, like, it's nice to just have one place, maybe once a month, where I'm just able to like answer as many questions as I can. But also we're throwing a bit of a party here today because this month, just a few weeks ago, maybe about 3 weeks ago, we launched our YouTube channel. Okay, so we launched our YouTube channel, which we're super excited about. Yeah, so Aya or Nil, whoever's from the team, if you wouldn't mind just dropping a link to the YouTube channel, would be cool. I'm actually going live on the YouTube channel right now. So it's the first time I've ever done a YouTube live, so it should be fun. Please do share a link to the YouTube channel on, for example, the guys on Instagram and the guys on Facebook. If you're coming in, if you're on YouTube, you know what, you're already there. Because we're running a competition to celebrate the launch where we're giving $3,000. Yes, you heard that right. $3,000 worth of marketing courses away to one lucky winner. So what you need to do to enter is you gotta subscribe to the channel, and we have a special link if you want to kind of enter in a kind of like a full way. We have a link which again we'll be sharing on the YouTube channel. So you want to go over to the YouTube channel, subscribe, and make sure you subscribe. And yeah, the guys will be sharing the links to how to enter the competition. We do have quite a few people entered the competition already, but it's only running for a little while longer. And if you want to be in, you know, now's your chance. So yeah, so guys, we're gonna have a really, really good time. So hey, welcome everyone who is joining from Instagram. Hello. And welcome everyone who's joining on Facebook. Again, guys, if you, I'm just going to ask Nil or Aya, whoever from the team, the Growth Velocity team is in with us, would you mind sharing the YouTube channel link on Facebook, on Instagram, so the guys who are joining live on Instagram can join us on the YouTube channel as well, and they can enter the competition. Would you mind doing that? That would be greatly appreciated. Okay, guys, so really how these Ask Me Anythings work is I'm just here to serve you guys. Just ask me whatever you like. Just go ahead and ask me anything. All right. So what questions would you like answered? Do you have a question about starting a business? Maybe you're starting a business. Do you have a question about getting hired as a digital marketer? Do you have a question about your marketing? Because I'm here I love entrepreneurship. I love marketing. I'm here to serve you guys for the next hour. Um, Great. Hey, Hiba. How's it going? Um, Great. Great, 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 great. So, guys, what questions? Uh, yeah, so what questions do you guys have for me? What questions do you guys have for me? Do you have a question about maybe entrepreneurship? You're starting a business or you're thinking of starting a business? You know, it's scary. I know what it's like. I've done it. Um, I've done it many, many times. So, do you have a question about that, or do you have a question about marketing? Maybe you want to get hired as a marketer, or maybe you want to work for a great international business. Um, so, what do you recommend? What questions do you ask? I'm here to to answer your questions. So while you're kind of thinking about what question to ask, and don't forget, if you do have a question about, if you do have a question about our Growth Velocity Academy, anything about, say, our digital marketing accelerator, how it works, if you're stuck with something, if a lot of people have been talking to us about joining, happy to answer any questions about that as well. We help people go from digital marketing newbie to digital marketing pro in a 90-day accelerator. Saves you years of time going to university for 4 years. You don't need it. People get hired straight out of it. So so I've got a couple of questions coming in on Instagram now. See a great one coming in about someone who's starting a business when you're age 17. That's amazing. That's so good. Um, cool. So, great. So I see a question coming in here on Insta Live, which I'm going to answer. Don't forget, I'm going live on YouTube. You might be joining us from YouTube. You might be joining us from Instagram, also from Facebook. I'm going live in a few different places at the moment, which is cool. Just means I get to serve more people. And great question come in from 54 PVQ. That's a presume that's not your full name, but my friend and I want to start our own business at age 17, and we're a bit confused with the whole process. We don't even know where to start. Okay, so first thing is, that's more of a statement than a question. I think your question would be, though, what would you recommend? Okay, and dude, first of all, I just want to give you a shout out. Give a shout out to this guy. He is, I think it's a guy or a girl, I'm not sure about a name, but he's starting a business. He or she is starting a business at age 17. And I just want to commend you, because there's a lot of people not doing that at 17. A lot of people just messing around, partying, whatever, and are not focused on, starting a business. And starting a business is it's really exciting, but guess what? It's like work, So I just want to commend you first. And you really remind me of Zayad. Now, Zayad's a 15-year-old who wanted to start a business, came to our Digital Marketing Accelerator course last year. And, he didn't really like school. And I really resonate with that, because I didn't like school either. I kind of felt like I didn't fit in. Maybe you feel the same way, maybe not. And, but he kind of felt like entrepreneurship was the way for him. And age 15. All right, so you're, even he's younger than you are, and he was one of our best students in our digital marketing accelerator. Filled with 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, because that's the great thing about kind of marketing and stuff. It's so new. It doesn't matter if someone's age 30. You can be age 17, 18, and actually you might even be better than them, because you're probably more kind of mobile first and stuff, so we find younger people make really good marketers. But to answer your question, I think, listen, there's a few things. One is first thing you want to, I'm just going to tell you the steps as I would recommend when I'm thinking of launching a business. And I've helped thousands of people. I've coached thousands of people going through that process over the last few years, and I've done it myself numerous times. One is that first of all, you just want to, like, validate the idea a little bit. All right. So what you want to do, what I mean by validating the idea is, a lot of people come up with business ideas which they think is a good idea, but what's called the market, people on the street don't necessarily aren't interested in buying it. Okay. I hear this all the time. Like, people have these ideas for these apps and things like that, and they spend a lot of time, kind of building them, and then they launch them, and not many people use them. So the first thing is just validate there is a need, a demand for that product. You can do that in a few ways. If there's a similar business doing well, then you know what? Like, that kind of validates it. Like you said, you were thinking about, you didn't say what type of business it was. So it's difficult for me to know that. Like, for example, if it's a hair salon, or if it's a food store, well, guess what? There's loads of successful food stores, so there's definitely a demand for that. But if it's an app to a virtual reality app for football, it's never been invented before, so you just want to check in. That's something called validation. And the second thing I recommend to you when you're launching your company, your new company, is one is kind of like, just validate it. Make sure, like, go and speak to some customers first before you spend a load of time building it, is basically it. That's how you validate. You go and speak to some customers first and see if they want to buy it before you spend years building a website, building an app, and all that kind of stuff. All right, that's the first thing to do. And then the second thing you want to do is you want to start building an audience as soon as possible. Because think about it this way. Imagine you had, like, 10,000 people on Instagram and 10,000 people signed up via an email for your kind of like pre-launch. And then you were launching your company. Would it be easier to launch? Do you think your launch would be more successful than if you had 0 people on Instagram and 0 on your email? Naturally, like, of course, if you have the 10,000 figure in your audience, you're going to be more successful when you actually launch and you're looking to get customers, right? So that's why I really recommend figure out the marketing thing, figure out the digital marketing thing. Do drop us a note, and we love to help people. So really happy to ask one of my marketing coaches to have a quick chat with you and just put together a bit of a game plan for you on a game plan call. Really happy to do that free of charge for you. Okay, hopefully that's useful, and thanks for dropping in today. Ask Me Anything today. So guys, as you're listening, you're gonna hear loads of people, like, starting businesses and, like, launching careers and doing cool things. So I really want you to kind of, like, be present and kind of think about, oh, that's interesting. What, maybe, I'm thinking of doing something. Maybe I've got a question about that too, and I'm here to share with you. All right. So, yeah, so guys, next question. I've got one coming in from Hiba. I've got one coming in from Bella. I've got one coming in from Sadie. Great stuff. A few people coming in on YouTube. So guys, don't forget, this is a YouTube launch party, and I'm doing an Ask Me Anything. And we launched our YouTube channel a few weeks ago. And yeah, we launched our YouTube channel a few weeks ago, and we're running a competition this month. You can win $3,000 worth of digital marketing courses. So if you're interested in hearing how you enter, just drop on over to the Growth Velocity Academy Howard Kingston YouTube page. There's links to it on all the places where we're going live, and you'll be able to enter the competition. And yeah, we're going to have a good time. Okay, so question from Hiba. Hey, Hiba. How's it going? Good to hear you've been chatting on Instagram. Hiba's come in from YouTube. I'm a full-time dental student. I don't have much time to start my own business for now. So how can I earn money? Because my companies want to hire me online. Because many companies won't just hire me online. No one in China uses these international apps. So what's the stopping point? Is that no one in China uses these international apps. Is that from Hiba's question? Did Hiba ask about China? Um, yeah, Hiba, what I'm not entirely sure of the connection of what you about the China bit. So I'm not. Just tell me a little. I could do with a little bit more info on the China bit. Um, but Hiba, I see your question. You're saying I don't have much time to start my own business for now. So how can I earn money? Because many companies won't hire me. Just hire me online. Won't just hire me online. So Hiba, I would say like the first thing is about getting, what is your idea? Okay. So the first thing is like getting really, really clear on what your idea is. It's a little bit like what I was just talking about first. We first of all need to figure out, like, get really clear what our idea is, get really clear on the customer that we want to serve. Okay, so on day one of our digital marketing accelerator, there's something that we teach called the three accelerators. Okay, and they're the things that underpin a good plan, whether you're launching a business or you're doing a marketing campaign for a company. And these accelerators are absolutely critical. Most people kind of don't know them and they kind of miss them, and that's why things struggle, I find. And one of them is getting really, really crystal clear on who that customer is that you're targeting. Because once you know that, it doesn't mean, once you know that, you're able to choose what marketing channel you want to go after. So for example, certain type of customers are best found using Google Ads. Certain type of customers are best found using Instagram. Certain type of customers are best found using Facebook. So we need to know those two things. And I would just say, the reality is, I see your point here saying many companies won't just hire me online. I presume that means you're saying that many companies won't just buy your services online. And that honestly, I don't believe that to be true. We've helped thousands I've personally like sold millions of dollars worth of stuff online from businesses I just set up. I personally have helped thousands of marketers just like you launch a company that they had no idea was going to be successful into new countries they had no experience with before, and now they're making thousands of dollars of sales. So I would actually say the inverse is true. The opposite is true, Hiba. These companies will buy your stuff online. They will hire you online. But you just need to do it in the right way. If you do it in the wrong way, or you don't know how to do it and you try it and like you do it in the wrong way, sure. Then it's like anything, guys. Like if we do stuff the wrong way, we can expect bad results. Isn't that true in anything? If I'm playing tennis and I play tennis badly and I try and figure it out myself and I read a book about it, I go out onto the court and I just do it completely wrong, then I might not win the game. But if I learn it in the right way and I play tennis in the right way, I'll start getting better and I will start winning the games. So feel free to ask me a follow-up question on that, Hiba, because that's a really interesting one you said. But yeah, hopefully that is useful. Yeah, and I see there's a little thing about China. I haven't been told, in the question, it's not fully clear what the context with China is. Maybe you're marketing to a different market. I would just ask one or two questions. One, does it have to be China that you're marketing to? If you're not familiar with the market, is there a different market you could be marketing to? And two, if it is China that you're marketing to, that's fine. Then they're still using Google. They're still using, they use things like WeChat over there. Content marketing is still really big. They still answer emails. So what you want to do is find out if it is China, you have to do. The first thing I'd say is, does it really have to be? And if it is China, in if it is China, then just you focus on the things that do work. You know, you've got WeChat, you've got email, you've got, you know, different, you do have different options. And then it's just the same principles. You got to learn how to do them right. Is that cool? Feel free to ask me a follow-up question there. But like the big principle is this, guys, and this is for everybody. This stuff works if you learn how to do it in the right way. Simple as. You know, I've seen it too many times from students who are looking to launch a business. So, for example, Kaylee last year had this idea for a company, and she wanted to launch it. Like, talk about bad timing. She had this idea, like, right during when COVID hit, all right, to start up this new e-commerce store selling, like, homeware. Like, the worst time possibly in the last 10 years. So if you're wondering about yourself, is now the right time? Like, her timing was, like, the worst time ever. But you know what? She just went for it. And sometimes you just gotta go for it. Like, just start. Don't overthink it. You can't predict everything that will happen. You can't, so stop trying. Just take the first step. And then take the next step. And that, guess what? A year later, you'll just look back and go, wow. I can't, like, imagine if I'd never taken that first step. Because that's what, like, that's how I make a lot of decisions. And I'd really encourage you, think about what you'd regret if you didn't do. Rather than thinking about doing something and getting so worried, oh, what if this happens? Well, you don't know what will happen. What would happen if you didn't do it? What a great question. I was reading a book not so long ago about, it's from a nurse in Australia called The 5 Regrets of the Dying. And the number one regret people had is this nurse who was tending to dying people on their deathbed. She talked to more people on their deathbed than most people that, you know, alive. And the number one regret was not doing the things that they really wanted to do and caring too much about what other people thought. Guys, you'll never get a perfect scenario for your company you're looking to launch. It'll never happen. You know, Kaylee, I was telling you about Kaylee, COVID hit. And she joined our digital marketing academy. And we taught her how to get customers. And Google ads started working really well for her. She didn't know they were going to work well before. She'd never done them before. And she started getting, like, customers from the first week. And within 30 days, she was doing like $2,000 in revenue. It's amazing. She would never imagine she hadn't launched that. Now she does it full time. She's got like agencies working for her. But like, you know, guys, just focus on starting and get the right support around you to maximize the chances of things going well. If you get the right, you know, coach, right support, you're like, you know, you're in safe hands. So hopefully that's, like, I went on a bit of a rant there, but I believe so much in it. So many people don't take the step that they want to because they're afraid what might happen. Right? And you'll never have everything perfectly lined up. Just start. Just start. Is what my advice is. Okay, next question. Hey, I'm happy to answer you more questions. So hit me another one. Okay. Question coming in from YouTube. Props to all my all the people coming in live on YouTube. Don't forget, if you're coming to us live on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button, guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We launched our YouTube channel a few weeks ago. This is the launch party I'm doing. Ask Me Anything. Don't forget to subscribe. And we're doing that giveaway this, at the moment as well. Do make sure that anyone, if you're coming on Instagram, you're coming on Facebook, or you're on YouTube, don't forget to enter that competition, which the team will be dropping into the links on the YouTube channel, where you can enter to win some epic prizes. Okay. Okay. So question coming in from Sadie. Hey, Howard. Does the program covering marketing strategy for a brand? 100%. That's a great question, Sadie. Yeah, so I firmly believe that you like marketing, like digital marketing strategy is like one of the most fastest ways you can go wrong without when you're thinking of using marketing or using digital marketing for a brand, for a company, for a startup. Guys, just let's be clear, I classify all of those for a brand. Whether you're a big company, whether you're a small company, the same is true. You have to have a killer digital marketing strategy. It underpins everything. That's why on the first day we have this system which we call the 3 strategy activators. And they're the 3 first bullet points you should put on your 1-page marketing plan. If you're giving it to an investor, you're giving it to a CEO, you're giving it to your business partner, these 3 things have to be on it. Otherwise, you can't create the rest of the marketing plan. You can't choose, like I always like to ask what people think are on it, and people are like, oh, marketing channels. But you can't choose the marketing channel until you have these things on it. Okay, and I talked, I talked about earlier about what some of those things are. For example, getting really, we have a system called the Avatar Builder, where you kind of get into the head of your target customer. We have a certain system for that, and So Sadie, to answer your question, does the program cover marketing strategy for a brand? The answer is yes. We go deep in it on the first day where you build out the strategy, and then we have about 9 steps in the rest of the program, which is about executing on that strategy. Because I'm a big believer, you should plan the strategy, and then you need to execute on the strategy. So when I say execution, I mean execution. Like you're setting up ads, you're setting up emails. We're teaching you how to write the emails. We're teaching you how to set them up on email software. We're teaching you how to use, Instagram properly, create videos, stuff like that, right? Because it's not just like, I'm sick of this stuff. Like I went to university, right, to study marketing, and it's all theoretical. Like, they're teaching you strategy for 4 years. And people come out of university with a master's, and they've never opened up analytics. They've never opened up Facebook ads. They've never opened up, Instagram from a business perspective, and it's nuts. So we do the perfect dose of strategy building, and then it's execution. Because if you think of a loop, you should plan the strategy, run some tests in the market, online using Facebook ads, using Instagram ads, and then you need to measure the results using analytics, and then you come back to the strategy and you tweak the strategy again. That's the modern way to do it. The old way to do it is you plan out this like strategy for weeks and you try and make it perfect. And as Mike Tyson, the boxer, said, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face, right? And there's no, if you spent 3 months creating a strategy and then went to market, it's not going to work out the way that you thought it is. So you need to be agile and you need to tweak things, and you need to have the support of people around you to kind of go, oh, that's, that analytic, that data, that's what that means. All right. So hopefully that answers the question, Sadie. And guys, by the way, if you do have if you're on this and you want some like deeper, just a little bit of extra support, or you want to talk some of these things through, I'm answering everyone's question that has come in today. I'll get to every single one. If you do want a little bit of like extra, like one-on-one help, I've asked my coaching team, my marketing coaching team, to take some calls from people on this session. So the team, whether it be Neil or Aya, just drop the link to book in a complimentary strategy game plan call in the chats on Instagram and on YouTube and on Facebook and all the channels here. So people can just click the link, choose a time, and book it in, and it's a complimentary call, no charge, and they'll help you kind of get really clear on where what you're trying to achieve, and maybe what the next steps are for you. Okay, cool. So next questions. Next questions. Rana says, "Hi Howard, congratulations on YouTube. Thank you." Yeah. We just, we've been spending a lot of time building up our content over the last 2 or 3 months or maybe longer, maybe kind of like 5, 6 months here at Growth Velocity Academy. So going really deep on content marketing, and YouTube has just been another channel to our bow. We've learned a lot about it. How people find things on YouTube. Because at the end of the day, guys, what's the world's second biggest search engine? It's YouTube. So people are searching for stuff. So you probably want to be there, right? So anyway, next question. Thanks, Rana. Okay, so Ganush on Instagram. Hey, dude, how's it going? I want to open a YouTube channel, but I have a lot of interests, and I don't know which one to choose, and I don't know how to start. Okay, cool. Ganush, that's a great question. Like, I think everyone on this session will relate to you in a bit of a way of, we've lots of interests. Okay, so I think there's two things. One, what should you choose your Instagram channel on? And two, how do you get started? So I'll cover the first one first. Okay. So my question, my question to you is, Ganush, what's your personal brand around? Okay. Have you heard of the term a personal brand? What are you known for? Or what do you want people to, when they think of Ganush, or any of you guys that are on this session live, when your name gets mentioned, what do you want people to think of? That's what's called a personal brand. And it's something we spend a lot of time on in our digital marketing accelerator, teaching people how to set up their personal brand. Because guys, in today's world, world has changed, right? It used to be that, the first, you've all heard the term, you only get one chance to make a first impression. You've all heard that before. And that used to be when you walked into a room, you got a first impression was made. Okay? But that's not the case anymore. People are not walking into rooms. Even before COVID, that was not the case. Now people are checking you out online. Okay? They're Googling you. You know it's true. You're all doing it to other people too. And if you're going for a job interview, you better believe they're Googling you. And that's statistically, 86% of employers have said that. Same as investors will be Googling you. Whatever. If you're going to be booked to do a public speaking gig, people are Googling you. Okay? So how this connects, Ganush, what I'm talking about is the first thing you want to get clear on is what your personal brand's going to be. Okay? And we cover that in a lot of depth in our accelerator because it's so important. Whether it's a YouTube channel, your Instagram page, whatever, it's actually the channel doesn't matter. What you want to be known for is. And we have a model which has three things. One, what are your strengths? Two, what are you passionate about? And then three, what is there a need in the market for? And we have a process we bring people through to help people come to that conclusion. Okay, so basically you need to give that some thought. You need to decide what you want to be known for. Okay, and like I say, ideally it's something you're good at. Ideally it's something you're passionate about, because you might be good at something but not passionate about it. And a YouTube channel, you need to be creating videos for years. You don't want to just be creating it I'm interested in this one subject for the next month and then I get bored of it. It won't work that way. You won't get success. And then it needs to be something which the market needs and there's demand for and they'll pay you for. Because otherwise it's a hobby, right? And it depends what you want. I like doing things that I can kind of get rewards from as well. Okay. So that's it from a high level on the personal branding. Hopefully that's useful for everybody. And how to get started will take a little bit more, but one of the key things I want you to look into is, like I said, YouTube is the second largest search engine now in the world. So understanding what's called search engine optimization will be absolutely critical. Absolutely critical. And that's something, again, we teach in a lot of detail in the Digital Marketing Accelerator, Ganoush. So if you want to learn SEO and your personal brand, you'll be in the best place. Do reach out to one of the team, or I'll ask one of the team to reach out to you after this and, offer a free chat because, you need to know search engine optimization. And then also you need to learn how to create a good video, and these are all things we do offer as well. If you need some help. Okay, so hopefully that answers the question. And dude, just one more ask. Send me a link when you get yours live, because I'll subscribe. Okay, cool, man. Wow, some more questions coming in on marketing ideas from YouTubers. So Biju, how's it going? Biju official on Instagram. Biju is asking about YouTube. Probably a few questions coming in on YouTube, probably because this is a YouTube launch party. If you've just joined us late, my name is Howard Kingston. I'm co-founder of Growth Velocity Academy, and this is our YouTube launch party. I'm doing an Ask Me Anything. I'll answer everyone's question about, all your marketing, all your entrepreneurship, all your social media, any questions. I'm here to support you guys and help you. We've just gone live with our YouTube channel a few weeks ago, and yeah, if we're doing a party and we're doing a giveaway today on our YouTube channel. So if you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, I'll just ask the team to drop in a link to the YouTube channel. Do make sure you join us live. We're doing a live on YouTube right now, and join us over there, and you can enter the competition. We're giving away $3,000 worth of stuff, of goodies, of digital marketing courses. It's so good. So Biju, to answer your question, any marketing ideas for YouTubers? So I've already told you the big one, which I was helping Ganoush with, which I'm sure is useful for you too, about learning. It's almost essential. Right, you have to learn search engine optimization for YouTube. You have to. Okay, so understand what that is. That's tip number one. Tip number two, which we found useful, we've only launched it a few weeks ago, but we're running what's called a viral competition. Viral marketing is a type of growth hacking. Again, we teach that quite a lot in our Digital Marketing Accelerator, getting people to share things with friends. And we've done what's called a viral competition. When we decided to launch our YouTube channel and do a viral competition around it, just for fun. And that's worked pretty well for us, right? So, it's early days. We only launched it. We're at about kind of like the 200 subscriber mark, or just below, I think. So, listen, early days, right? We're only about 3 weeks old. But, when we analyze where we got a lot of those subscribers from, a lot of them came from that viral competition. So that definitely works, and we're going to do more stuff like that. Okay, if you want to learn more about that, happy to ask a marketing coach to jump on a call with you and chat through that in more details. Okay. Ba 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 ba. Question from Yusuf. Yeah, just something about the competition entry. I'll ask one of the team. They know the official date the competition is closing. I know it's sometime soon. It's this week or next week or something like that. So yeah, I'll let the team get back to you on that. They actually know the dates on that. Okay, so Zena is coming in on YouTube. So next question coming in from Zena. Hey Zena, can you do marketing with zero budget? That's a good question. So guys, question I'm answering now is, can you do marketing with zero budget? What do you guys think? Would you say yes? Would you say no? Just share in the chat. What do you guys think? Share in wherever you are. Do you think you can? Do you think you can't? So I would say the answer is yes, but yes, but you can do marketing for free for zero budget, but, and let me just tell you why there's a but, because actually I don't think there's such a thing as free marketing, even though there kind of is. I'll just tell you a story. A few years ago, I had a friend who had launched a company. It's now it's a very successful company, and he gave me a shout and said, "Hey, can you help me through my marketing strategy?" And I kind of, I was at his office and we were chatting it through. And the first thing was ads, right? And I started talking about paid ads, because paid ads, which is the opposite of what you're asking about, Zena, with marketing budget, they can be incredibly effective if you know how to do them well. Like, if you spend $1 and make $4, they're incredibly successful, right? But he said, like, listen, I don't want to do paid marketing. I want to do free marketing, or zero budget, as Zena has said. And I said, cool, okay. So we had a bit of a brainstorm, and I mapped him out this like pretty cool like growth hack, right? Growth hacking is a new type of marketing, if you haven't heard about it before. Something we teach in the Digital Marketing Accelerator. And I mapped it out for him, and it's going to be like not cost a penny, and it was like definitely going to work. And he so rather than him getting really excited, he actually was like, you could see on his face he wasn't that happy. And I said, dude, what's wrong? And he goes, oh, that's going to take a lot of time, isn't it? And I was like, what do you expect? You don't want to pay with money, and you don't want to pay with time. So I'm sorry, that's not how it works. So here's the point. And Zena, this answers your question. Yes, you can do marketing with zero financial budget. But you got to be prepared that doing it with zero financial budget takes more time. So the time you have to invest into it will go up. Okay? Things like content marketing, email marketing, things like that, right? These are all free. And there's a lot of growth hacks you can do that are free, but they all take time. Okay, so, and some people have more time than money, and some people have more money than time. So it kind of depends. It kind of depends which one you have more of, right? But do be prepared. So the answer is yes, Zena, you can do loads. Of the free things, there's a whole section in the Digital Marketing Accelerator called organic channels, as in like free marketing channels. Things like search engine optimization, content marketing, video, stuff like that, growth hacking, viral marketing, stuff like that. These are all free, but they do take a little bit more time. Okay, cool. So hopefully that answers the question, Zena. So guys, welcome. If you're joining us late, I just saw some people join us a little bit late on YouTube and Facebook. We're also live in our our free online Facebook community for marketers and entrepreneurs, and on Instagram. Hello, on the Growth Velocity Academy Instagram. And I'm doing an Ask Me Anything celebrating our YouTube launch. We've been dropping in the link to find us on YouTube. If you want to go there and enter our competition, great, do that. So I've got another question coming in from Layla on Instagram. How do I avoid the fear of taking risk? Oh, great question. Great question. And by the way, guys, some people kind of joined us late. I don't want you to miss out. A little bit earlier, someone was asking a question, and I offered everybody, if they wanted a complimentary call with one of our marketing coaches to talk through your question in a bit more. If I haven't answered it fully here and you want to get a little bit of one-on-one help, my team, Aya, Neil, whoever, who's on the different channels, if you wouldn't mind just dropping a link in so the guys can, anyone who's here wants to book in a free call, it's completely free, and they'll help you get a bit of clarity with your marketing plan, with your ideas for entrepreneurship, whatever that is. Okay, completely complimentary, happy to serve you guys. Okay, so question from Layla on Instagram: how to avoid the fear of taking risk? Okay, the fear of taking risk. Okay, and it's a super good question. And guys, I just want to say this first: no one there's like Elon Musk does not have fear about risk. Like there's no way it's not that he doesn't have fear about risk. Richard Branson doesn't have no fear about risk. I've started lots of companies. I don't have no fear about risk. But you see, it's kind of this weird counterintuitive thing. Without taking any risks is actually probably one of the single fastest ways of failure. Imagine you didn't take any risks. You never went for that job. You never launched that company. What's the likelihood that you'll really achieve the life that you want to have? It's almost guaranteed you won't. So it's actually, that's actually, I think, the biggest risk, right? I shared that example of the 5 biggest regrets of the dying. The biggest one on people's deathbeds is that they didn't do what they wanted to do. With that said, some very practical things, Layla. One, and I do this all the time. And the thing is, a lot of these, looks like risk takers, like let's say Richard Branson, are actually very good at minimizing risk. Take the example, if you know Richard Branson's story, when he started Virgin America, the Virgin Atlantic, the airline, he actually structured that in a very low risk way. He bought the initial airplane, but he looked at what would potentially be the downside. Okay, so the downside for him when he bought that plane was, what if this isn't successful and I'm stuck with this like multi-million-dollar plane? Well, he put something in the contract that Boeing would buy back the plane at a really good price. So it was actually a very low risk for him. And I think all of us can take a lesson from that. And that's something which is called, there's an exercise you can do called fear setting. And it's something we talk about at Growth Velocity Academy, particularly when you're launching a company. You want to figure out what are the biggest risks. So Layla, you're worried about, you've got a fear of taking a risk. I don't know, you didn't say what it's for. Maybe it's for starting a business. Let's just say what it is. So very practically, you want to make a list of, well, what is the most likely reason this company might not succeed? Like, name it. Name it, right? Is it because people won't buy it? Is it because I have to build a website and I don't know how to build a website? Name it. It'll be different for different people. Okay? And then beside it, go, okay, so one, what would I do if that happened? And how can I minimize that risk? How can I remove that risk? So let me give you an example. Okay, so let's say one of the risks is that no one will buy the product. Okay, cool. So this is what I do. I teach my students. This is what we teach at Growth Velocity Academy. We teach you to get a landing page for your website. Build a website, like we do that for our students when they enter the course, like get a website live and then see if you can get some people to sign up for the product. And if they sign up for the product, guess what? The risk of remember that risk that we said, like maybe the biggest risk is that people won't buy the product. Well, guess what? If people are buying the product, is that still a risk? No. So then you can move on to the next one and do these little experiments to test out your fears. Is this real or is this imagined? Risk is there to try and keep you safe, but it's not going to make you successful if you let it control you. Okay? So, Layla, that's a great question. And again, happy to talk you through and more. I'm happy to answer a follow-up question. Boom. Okay. Yeah, so questions. Yeah, I've just heard some people say on Instagram that, we've been sharing a few links on Instagram. They're not clickable. So maybe the thing to do is, guys, just send us a DM if you want to just send us a DM, we'll send you the link to anything you want. If you want to book in a call, one of those free calls, or get a link to our free community or whatever that is, just send us a DM, and we'll take it if the links don't work on Instagram. Okay, so next question coming in. I'm just going to have a quick sip of my coffee. I'm currently here in a small... my accent, by the way, if you're wondering, my accent is Irish. I'm from Ireland, the Republic of Ireland. But I'm currently here in a small island called Madeira. It's a Portuguese island off Africa. And the world's first digital nomad village is here at the moment. They just opened up maybe about 2-3 months ago. And I've been here for about 2 or 3 months. There's people from all around the world who are nomading. Nomading, if you haven't heard about digital nomad, kind of means everyone's working, but they have a job where they can travel. And there's a lot of, for example, digital marketers over here because it's such a good job for, you just really need a laptop and then you can work. There's a lot of people here that work remotely for international companies, or they have their own business and they're here. So anyway, just telling you hopefully, I know everyone will be coming in from all over the world on these lives today. Okay, so next question, coming from Yosef Mari on YouTube. Hey, Yosef. Hey, Howard. Okay. I'm just going to read this out, right? Howard, to be honest, this is more of a statement, but I focus on how you say the things and your facial expressions. Your tone, too. The way you convey the message is perfect. Thanks, Yosef. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. That's so nice. Thanks, Yosef. Glad it's useful. Ramirez Amaranda says hi. Hey, Amaranda, great to see you. Question from YouTube from Zaina. I think this is a second follow-up question. I think I was just asking that a few minutes ago. Something about free. Might be a different person, who knows. But what are the best social platforms for selling? Oh, good question. What do you think the answer is? What are the best social platforms for selling? So let's go back. It's interesting how so many different questions have similar answers. Remember, I was, if you were here earlier, I was talking through, I think it was one of the first questions, I was talking through on the first day of our Digital Marketing Accelerator, we covered digital marketing strategy, okay? And there's something we bring students through called the 3 activators of a good marketing strategy, whether it's paid or unpaid. You have to have these 3 things. What I see, the biggest mistakes I see people make when if I'm consulting or I'm working with an accelerator, for example, with, new startups or big corporates, like, kind of like big clients that we have, that we work with, they don't have these 3 things dialed in. And one of them is knowing your target avatar, your target customer really, really well. We have a process which we call the avatar builder, which really it's like a mind reading method where you get into the head of your target customer. Because Zaina, the answer to your question is this: the best social platform for selling is the one that your customer is on. Full stop. If you're targeting 15-year-olds, there's no point in me telling you that LinkedIn is the best one for selling. And if you tell me that your target audience, your prime target customer is a 65-year-old CEO, don't think TikTok is going to be the right one. All right? So yeah, we can get into tactics, and we do that in our academy, in the Digital Marketing Accelerator, like how to execute on each of these channels. But that's the answer to your question, Zaina. The best social platform for selling is the one that your customer is on. Okay? Cool. So, guys, keep the questions coming in, whether you're here on Instagram or whether you've jumped onto YouTube for our YouTube launch party live. And, guys, if you are on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed. We're doing this launch party. Make sure you've hit that subscribe button. We're putting out great free content every single week. Having a great time doing it as well. Make sure you're subscribing. Questions coming in. Okay, next question. This one's coming in on Instagram from Layla. Layla, good to see you. Good to see you. Well, good to see you, Layla. What do you think luxury products... Okay, so question I'm just reading out from Leela. What do you think luxury products and services have a chance in such economically uneasy times? So basically the question is, in economically uneasy times, do luxury products and services have a chance? And Layla, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Because, like, just the facts are this. Are still people buying luxury items? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. What you probably do need to do, it's slightly maybe the routes to market might be slightly different. So stores haven't been open as much anymore. It depends where you are in the world. Okay. I'm not sure what country you're coming in from right now. But different countries' shops have been shut. Things like that. People aren't maybe going into malls like they used to. But more people are, like, just the stats are this. More people are buying online now. Like, that's not an opinion. That's a fact. It's risen like, multiples. The amount of people buying things online. And these people with a lot of money, that buy luxury items are still buying things. They still have money. All right? So just the customers are still there. They haven't gone anywhere. The products are still there, and people still want the products. But just the route that you communicate might have changed. The last business I launched is a mobile advertising company. And our clients are, we specialize actually in luxury brands. People like Chanel, people like, Etihad Airlines, people like, Nike, all these kind of guys are our clients. And, they're still advertising. All of these big brands are advertising. They know people are still buying. Okay? So people are still buying. Just the route to market, the way that you communicate to them. Okay? And it's a really interesting point, guys. And thanks, Layla, for asking the question, because I think it's really useful. Just, the way that you're feeling and the way your customer is feeling might not always be the same. So it might be really uneasy for you, but like for another person, it might not be. And especially when you're going into the luxury brand market, like the way people buy is a bit different. Okay, so hopefully that's useful, Layla. Love to keep chatting about that because I think that's such an interesting question. Great. Okay, guys. So next question. I see questions still coming in, and I'm going to be here until I answer them. I will just say we're here at 3 o'clock where I am. It's going to be a different time with you. I'm going to answer all the questions till I'm done, even if we run over. But just in case you were planning on dropping off at 3 o'clock, which was like the scheduled end time of this, don't worry, guys. I'll answer your question. I'll be here until I answer everyone's question. I'm not going to let anyone behind, let anyone down. Two things. One, make sure you get onto our YouTube live and enter our giveaway competition. This is the launch party for the YouTube channel, and we're giving away $3,000 worth of prizes of digital marketing courses. So that's incredible. Do make sure the guys will drop a link into that. If you're on one of the different platforms, just click on the link and come onto our YouTube channel and enter the competition and make sure you subscribe. That's the first thing. And the second thing I'm going to say is I said earlier someone needed some extra help and I offered them a complimentary call with one of our marketing coaches. And I'm happy to offer that to anyone if, like, for example, I don't get to your question, or I miss part of your question, or you need some extra help after I answer your question. Just book in a time. It's completely free, and my marketing coach will kind of like help you a bit more one-on-one. Okay, completely free of charge. Okay, cool. Happy to serve you guys. All right. So, question is coming in. This one's coming in from YouTube. This has been great. This is the first time we've gone live on YouTube. This is fun. I'm liking it. Armendra from YouTube. Hopefully I pronounced your name right. How to start an e-commerce business. Perfect. Great question. How do I start an e-commerce business? So you've got a few critical things. One, you need an idea. Miranda. So hopefully, hopefully, do you have an idea of what you'd like to sell? So first thing is you need to come up with an idea of what to sell. Okay. The second thing is you need a website. Like, kind of gives away in the name that you need a website for an e-commerce store, right? I don't know many e-commerce stores that don't have a website, so you need a website. And the third and final ingredient for a successful e-commerce business is some customers. Okay? So you need those three things. If you have any of those three things missing, it won't work. If you have all those three things, it's success. Simple. Okay? So you need the right idea, you need the product, you need the website, and you need some customers. All right? If you want some help with that, Miranda, our digital marketing accelerator helps you exactly how to do all those things. All right, we'll help you figure out the product that you want to sell. We'll, you come with the idea. We'll give you some feedback on it. We'll help you get your website launched, and we'll help you get your customers. Right? We've helped tons of e-commerce businesses over the last year or two. Like, for example, I was talking about Kaylee last year. Had an idea for an e-commerce business, came to our digital marketing accelerator. We taught her how to get her website. We helped her get her website live, and then she started getting customers from the first month. Had made thousands of dollars in the first 30 days. Not a bad result. Okay, so that's what you need. Hopefully that answers the question, Miranda. But yeah, there are the three things you need. Okay. Okay. Next question. Rana. Hey, Rana, coming in on YouTube. Would you mind talking a little bit about the principles of SEO? Sure, yeah, no problem. It's a great question. SEO is one of these things which, first of all, if anyone is coming in on the live on YouTube or Instagram, and you're, SEO, you've heard of, you don't really know what I'm talking about. It's search engine optimization. How to get to the top of a search engine, okay? Because people search for things on search engines, and if your company or you as a person come out on top, guess what? More likely people are going to click on you, because a stat you all need to know, and just write this down if you have a pen and paper, 91% of all clicks go on to page one of the search result. Okay? So think of Google. Page one, 91% of all the clicks. So if you're on page one for like your e-commerce store or your service or whatever, you're going to get tons of free traffic, and that's free. So it's well worth understanding. But also, guys, guess what? Google is not the only search engine. YouTube is a search engine. LinkedIn is a search engine. Amazon is a search engine. All these things are search engines. Twitter is a search engine. So, yeah, and rather, this is something we spend quite a bit of time on in the Digital Marketing Accelerator. We help Digital Marketing Accelerator. We help everyone optimize their LinkedIn profile, so they get found by headhunters and recruiters, because you have to optimize your LinkedIn profile for that. Okay, there's a special way you do it. And the same your website. Like, we spend a lot of time teaching people, like everyone comes out of our accelerator with their website and their LinkedIn optimized. Done. Not just read about it. They do it. Okay? But ultimately, from a very, very high level, Rana, there's two types of search engine optimization that you need to do. One is what's called on-page search engine optimization. That's updating all the keywords, all the meta descriptions and the tags on your website or your link or your profile, stuff like that. Okay, so that's on the website. And then there's what's called off-page SEO. And off-page SEO are other sites that link to your website. That's what tells the search engine how credible your website is. Okay, think of it like a virtual like, thumbs up, for the search for Google or whoever it is. Did that answer your question, Rana? Hopefully, it helps answer the question kind of from a high level. If you want to go deeper in it, we love, like, SEO is cool. It's kind of learning SEO, guys, is a bit like, and this is what I tell all our students in Growth Velocity Academy, is that learning SEO is a bit like understanding the Matrix. You know, Neo in the Matrix, the movie, when he starts understanding, he stops the bullets. Understanding how search engine optimization works is a bit like that, because really, like the internet is built on people searching for things. It's built on search engines and it's built on social networks. And what you need to understand, like, how these things work, like how they work, because then you can make them work for you. You know? Ran, I love that question. Thanks. Milo. Hey, Milo. Milo Osborne's coming in on YouTube. Your question is up next. I'm going to have some of my coffee. Just going to... Milo's coming in. I'm wanting to start a health supplements business. Would you suggest I approach suppliers? Should I gain a digital following to leverage when I negotiate with the suppliers? Chicken and egg. How would I suggest I approach suppliers? Okay, so Milo, you want to start a business, and you need to get suppliers. Okay, which should you do first? I would do the following. First of all, I'd ask the question: how long would it take you to find a supplier? Okay, the answer is probably not very long. And if the answer is more than, honestly, Milo, if the answer is an hour, do that. Fine. If the answer is more than 1 hour, yes, 1 hour, I would not do that. I would not spend any time looking for suppliers. I'll tell you exactly what I'd do. I would go down to a store and buy the supplements myself. I would actually, you know what? I wouldn't even do that yet. I tell you what I'd do, and this is what you should do. I would set up my website and start trying to sell the supplements. Immediately, and building up an audience. Immediately, don't waste any time. This is the most important thing you need to do, Milo. If you don't have any customers, you have no business. You need to learn digital marketing, and you need to learn how to get customers on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and things like that, right? You have to. Otherwise, you have no business. Okay? Business, if you've got a warehouse full of supplements and you've got no customers, you don't have a business. Okay? All right? No successful business has no customers. That's a fact. Okay? So, this is what you do. You go and you set up a website and you start selling and marketing your supplements. Someone buys your supplement. Dude, just walk down to the store, buy some supplements, buy a box of supplements, and ship it to the person. Who cares if you make any money from it? You are now in business. And now you have a successful business. And now guess what? You can go to the supplier saying, guess what? I've got demand. I've got people on my website wanting to buy your product. And guess what? If you don't give me a good deal, I'm going to sell someone else's. Because I know what I'm doing. I've already sold this stuff. Can you see? That's exactly what you need to do. And then obviously you'll get a supplier and you'll get good margins. But don't start there. Start with the selling. Start with selling some stuff. And dude, like, you know, that feeling when you make that first sale. Like, man, I know it because I've set up so many businesses over the last few years. Like, I'm excited for you. When you make that first sale, it's going to be exciting. Okay. And like, I still remember for all of my companies, I still remember that first deal that we did. And by the way, Milo, if you want to know, if you want help figuring out how to get the website live, figuring out how to get those customers, we teach you exactly that in the Digital Marketing Accelerator. Would love to help you. Okay. Or if you even just want some help, just from free help strategizing, jump onto one of our game plan calls with one of my marketing coaches. Really happy to help you with that. Sounds like you're smart, you're switched on, and you've got a cool business. Okay, all right. So guys, just coming in on Insta. I've had a great time. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Live. We're going live on all of them. You know what? Like next time, I just actually heard a week or two ago that I'm now approved for going live on LinkedIn as well. So next time I do a live, I'm going live on Instagram. I'm sorry, on LinkedIn as well. That's going to be fun. Haven't done that one before. Okay, so question that's come in from on Instagram from Az. Do you think selling a property would work better as a promoted video or still photo with direct PowerPoints? Selling a property. Yeah, you know what? Like, why don't you do both? You know what? You're obviously selling a property at the moment. Now, I don't know if it's your own personal house or if you're like a real estate agent. The reality is, you probably want to have both because some people, like I know when I'm selecting properties, I will first of all have a look at the images, you know, quickly, and then if there's one I'm interested in, I kind of create a short list. I'm sure you do the same. You have like 5 tabs open on your computer, right? This is the way customers work now. You need to understand this. Right, all of you, no matter what product you're selling, you need to understand how customers work these days. They have like 5 or 6 tabs open, and the first thing is they make a quick judgment on making a short list, and then the ones that they like, they're interested in, then they want to get as much info as possible. So that's when the video will come in. All right, so I think you need both. Hopefully that answers your question. As have both, and guess what? It's so easy. Creating a video is easy these days, right? So there's no reason not to have both, I think. Yeah. So guys, hopefully that's useful. Hopefully that's good. So guys, I've been Howard. I'm just checking in. We've gone over time. It's now 1:15. I'm just going to do a final ask. If you have any final questions, if you have any final questions, final call. Otherwise, I'm going to start wrapping this up. Okay? Otherwise, I'll start wrapping it up. Cool. So, guys, just final call on that. If you haven't already got onto our YouTube channel, follow us on YouTube. This is our YouTube launch party. If you haven't already subscribed and entered our competition for $3,000 of courses, do it. Make sure you get it and do it. Okay? If you haven't done that already, make sure you do it. And don't forget, the final thing I'm going to say is if you want to talk through a little bit more, I'm helping as many people as I can. If you want like a little bit more, talk it through with a coach. I've asked my marketing coach team to hold some free calls with anyone that had follow-up questions. The team, Aya, Neil, will just drop a link in to book in a complimentary free game plan call. Okay. So any final questions, now is the time to drop them in, because we'll start wrapping this up. Milo, I see a follow-up comment. I want to start my own health supplement brand. Sorry, I wasn't clearer. Ah, I see. Okay. So here's the thing, Milo. I would still say, like, I would ask you, there's a few more questions, And like, honestly, Milo, you might be perfect to jump on a coaching call. Um, because there's like, I need a bit more information there. Like, I don't know. Do you have any experience in selling supplements? Okay, that's a really important data point, because the point I said earlier still stands. If you create this concoction of this help supplement brand, which is amazing, and you don't know how to sell it, you'll just be stuck with all this stuff. And that's the biggest like this single biggest reason people don't do well with their businesses is for that. Okay, so my first question is, do you know how to sell this stuff already? And do you want to go direct to consumer online, or do you want to sell it through stores? Okay. So what I would do if I was you, again, I would still get my website live. I'd still start building out an audience, and I'd start learning how to acquire building out an audience there. I personally would still do the sell bit of, because dude, if you can't sell someone else's product that is proven in the market, are you really going to be able to sell a product that is unproven in the market? Because surely it's going to be harder. All right. So yeah. So I'll just tell you, that's what I would do still. But Milo, at the same time, I wouldn't spend too much time selling someone else's product. And, I would be building up an audience, because in today's world, fitness, Instagram is huge. Like, having a following is huge. Everyone will expect that. Okay. And they'll ask you about your marketing plan. You need to know what you're talking about. All right. So I would be building up my audience first. Step one, I build out my audience. Step two, I would start doing some marketing, learning how to sell, even if it's someone else's product. While in the background, then I would still be off speaking to some suppliers, knowing that process is going to take months. But you don't want to wait. Imagine if you waited till your suppliers got lined up. You waited like 3 to 6 months and then you started marketing. Wouldn't you be so much further ahead if you started that today? That's what I do. And that's what I think you should do too, Milo. I really strongly recommend it. Question from Mason. What would you do with $10,000 a month? Where should I invest? Cool. So my first thing is, and this is something we teach in our digital marketing accelerator actually, is to do what? So very often people say, very often, as when you're a marketer, like some of you guys are entrepreneurs, others of you are, marketers working for a business. Very often, like someone will say, how much budget do you want? Or here's $10,000. What are you going to spend it on? And the answer to that is to do what? There's so many, like it depends, depending on what you want to achieve, and very clearly, like how many customers you want to achieve, you would spend it differently. But I would tell you what I would do. That aside, I would do two things. One, I would make sure I have the right support. Right? One of the things I always invest in first is myself, and make sure I am skilled up to do what I need to do to get the customers that I need to get, make my business a success. What I would never do is just outsource it to an agency. And then it's way too important. You got 10K a month, you got to use it. You got to know how to do that. And if that means you need to learn something, you got some gaps, you got you need to figure out Instagram or SEO, you got to do that. So that's the first thing. I'd look at myself first and look at my team's internal capabilities and go, are we equipped to do this? Or are we just going to be like figuring out along the way? We've got $10,000 in marketing budget, but you know what? We're scrimping on ourselves. I wouldn't do that, because I would always bet on myself first. That's step number one. Step number two, I would then figure out what's the goal I need to achieve. Okay, and I get really hyper clear on that. And once you're clear on that, then it'll get easier to know which marketing channel you should spend it on, because it depends on so many factors. Again, We teach you how to figure that stuff out on day one of our digital marketing bootcamp, the 3 accelerators, digital strategy accelerators. You cannot answer that question without going through those 3 steps, the 3 accelerator steps. Okay? Hopefully that answers the question. Okay, guys, so I've had a blast. I'm here coming in from Madeira, beautiful island in the Atlantic Ocean, where I'm here in the digital nomad, the world's first digital nomad village. And it's beautiful, sunny. And I've had a great time serving you guys, you know, hanging out, answering your questions. Sounds like you're all doing, like a lot of you doing some really, really exciting things. Some great questions came up today. So I just want to compliment you all for that. But we cover things like, what do I do if I'm afraid? How do I start businesses? You know, what social channels are working right now? How would I spend budgets? There's loads of good stuff there. So I just want to compliment you all on some great questions. And you know, don't forget to you know, subscribe to us on YouTube. This is our YouTube launch channel. And if you want some help, you've got some follow-up questions, shoot me a message on Instagram. I'll be on the Growth Velocity Academy Instagram after this, or my personal one, or send us a, you know, a message on Facebook or whatever. Here to serve you guys. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for being here and having so much fun together. Don't forget to believe in yourself, invest in yourself, and you'll get to where you want to get to. Okay, so guys, peace out, have a great day, and I'll see you guys all soon.